Hey guys, I have a prenatal standing workout for you today. So I will be using the bar as I'm in the studio, but you can just use your couch at home or just the wall is fine. Other things that you might need is a Pilates ball if you have one, and if you don't, you can just use a towel that's rolled up or a small pillow, something like that. Something that you're able to pop in between the knees and behind one knee for our single leg stuff, okay? So to get started, we're going to have the ball in between our knees or just above. I'm going to stand just at the bar or at the couch, standing nice and tall. We're going to start with some calf raises, so just raising the heels off the ground and relaxing. So just an easy warm up. So it's legs only today, and I'm going to say it's only about 10 minutes long, but I have said that in other videos and it ends up going a bit longer, but I do assure you it is a short workout today. So you're just going to do 10 heel raises. I think we've got about 4 more. Last 2. Try and keep good posture. Chest lifted, shoulders relaxed away from the ears. After we do our 10 heel raises, we're going into 10 squats. So just sitting back and then squeezing the bottom to stand upright. So sitting back on a chair, squeezing to stand upright. Five more. So the idea of having something in between the legs is just to help engage those inner thighs. I think we've got 2 left. Last one. Now we're going to put those 2 moves together. So we're going to go into a calf raise, keep the heels lifted into a squat. Up to a calf raise, lower the heels. 10 of these as well. I think we're about halfway. So shoulders relaxed away from the ears. Keep the chest lifted. Belly button pulled in off your t-shirt. That helps engage that core. I think there's only a couple left. And last one. And lower the heels. From here, we're going to take the ball or the pillow or the rolled up towel, whatever you're using at home. It's going to go underneath the heels and our feet are going to be in a plie position. So we're going to externally rotate our legs. So both heels on the ball. So the idea of the ball is not for you to relax into, it's just to keep those heels lifted. So turning the knees out and squatting. So we're just going to do 10 of these. But then we're going to pulse at the end. Now it's up to you how deep you go. You can make it a shallow squat or you can make it a very deep squat. Whatever's comfortable. Last couple. On the last one, we're going to hold little pulses just for 10. 8, 9, 10. And taking those heels off. Just give the legs a little shake out. Moving on, we're just going to move the ball to the side. We're going to take a sumo squat position this time. So feet turned out, hips rotated, one hand on your couch or on the wall, straight into 10 sumo squats. So keep that belly button drawn in. Keep squeezing the inner thighs as you stand up out of your squat. Last two. Last one. Now on these next sumo squats, we're going to come down into a squat. We're going to lift one heel and then lower. Lift the opposite heel and lower. So hold in your squat position. And we'll do about 10, so about 5 each side. And then 10 double heel lifts. Last one, and we're going to lift the heels, hold the squat. I'm going to pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand up, shake the legs out. Whew. I haven't exercised for a few days due to some illness and I'm feeling pretty tired today. Moving on to single leg stuff. You need the ball or your rolled up towel or your small pillow. We'll start behind the right leg. Now a position at the wall or at the bar is you want to be a comfortable arm distance away, but then we're going to kind of tip from the hips, kind of like our scooter position, belly button drawn in, and the knees are starting in line with each other. So a little tip from the hips. We're going to bring our knee towards the chest and release. So 10 knee tucks. Shoulders relaxed. Last one. From there we're going to take our right knee out to the side like a dog on a fire hydrant. You just don't want the hips to rotate, so keep them facing the wall. And try not lean too much into that supporting leg. Keep your body weight centered. I think this is last one. From there, we're going into 10 donkey kicks, so taking that leg behind. Keeping those hips still. We just want the movement kind of just in, the femur or the thigh bone. Two more, and on the last one, I'm going to leave our leg behind us and pulse. So little kicks towards the ceiling for 10. Last couple, and then relax. You might feel a burn in the opposite hip. That is completely normal. That's what we're going for. I am going to do the left leg now, so you might not be able to see much on the video. I'm sorry. I could face this way, but I might hit the wall with my long legs. So, you know what? I could do it facing this way. Actually, that looks a bit weird. Let's come back this way. So, starting with our knee tucks. So, knee comes up towards the chest and then back in line with the knee. So, the supporting leg should have a little, like a mini squat. So, knee bent, that helps engage the bottom. I might change to the back of the room for the next part. So we've done 10 knee tucks. I'm going to do 10 lateral or fire hydrants. So just keep an eye on my hips that they're not rotating and lifting. I'm going to keep them still, so only bring your knee out as far as you can without compromising the position. So 10 of them. And then straight into our donkey kicks. And 10 little pulses. And then release. Give the hips a little punch. Give the legs a little shake out. Very short leg workout today. So we're just going to finish off with some stretches. Stretches that you can do standing up. So just taking, doesn't matter which leg, one leg forward, one leg behind, straight leg is behind, bent front leg. You're just going to try and keep your body upright and lean into that front leg. So you might get a hip flexor stretch, but more often than not, you'll get a calf stretch. It's just if you're really tight, you might get a bit of a hip flexor stretch. You can add like a little back bend if you do want to try and feel it at the front of that thigh. So roughly about 30 to 45 seconds per stretch. So we'll swap legs. So front leg bent, back leg straight, try and push that heel towards the ground. You'll get a nice calf stretch. You can take a little back bend if you want to try and feel a stretch down the front of the opposite thigh. So 30 to 45 seconds per stretch. We'll do our figure 4. So that's where we cross one leg above the knee on the opposite leg. And you can kind of just sit into it. So you can do this standing. You might be more comfortable sitting. So if you're at home and doing this video, please just sit on the couch and do this figure 4 stretch. Especially if you're third trimester. The big belly might get in the way. So swapping legs. Just going to face you guys. So really sit into it. So you want to feel a stretch in the glutes. And then we're going to throw some leg swings in there. So just gentle leg swings. Just get a bit of movement at the hips. So we don't have to be gymnasts here and throw our leg up high. Just little swings. About 10 on one leg, 10 on the other. A few more on this leg. And I'm going to finish off with a roll down, only if you don't get any dizziness from head down movements. So you're going to cross one leg in front of the other. Fingertips on the thighs. You're going to tuck your chin to your chest. Let the head and the neck get nice and heavy, and you're going to slowly roll down as far as you can. So it will depend on the size of your belly, how far you can roll down. And you're just going to hang down at the bottom just for a few seconds. Couple of deep breaths. You should feel the muscles and the ligaments kind of giving way with each breath. And then slowly rolling up. Take your time. Roll your shoulders back and then swap legs. So as I said, don't do this if you're getting any dizziness with head down movements. We don't need anyone fainting, falling over. So opposite leg in front, slowly roll down, nice and heavy through the neck and the shoulders.
Let everything go. You should feel a nice opening stretch at the back of the pelvis. Hang down at the bottom for a few seconds, or 3 to 4 big deep breaths. And then slowly roll all the way up.
And that concludes our little leg session today. Thanks for joining me.